welcome back to the Airshow Room podcast. It has been the first airshow of the season for us here on the podcast, and we've got a lot more updates to come as well from a couple of airshows that are coming up very, very soon. But we're first going to get into it once I've introduced everyone to the review of Midlands Air Festival. My name is Dan, I am your host, and joining me are my two co-hosts, Harry.
Hello.
And Chloe.
Hello.
And yeah, we've been at our first air show of 2026. It feels good, doesn't it?
It does indeed.
The sunburn was worth it.
The sunburn was absolutely worth it.
Yeah, no, I've still got the mark on my leg. It is not gone yet. It's still there. The outline is the only part of my body that got burned. Everywhere else is fine. Just that one part of my leg.
Yeah, it was an interesting day to say at Ragley Hall. Now, we attended on the Saturday of Midlands Air Festival, and there was no exaggeration of this, zero wind.
No, the lack of wind, honestly, sometimes I think that's what made it nearly just annoying. Just the weather was nice, but just the fact there was no breeze. That's what that combination didn't help.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. The weather was absolutely gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
The sun was out most of the day. Towards the end of the day, we got sort of like a little bit of a cloudy haze, which actually really helped towards the end, sort of cool you down.
Oh, yeah.
But the lack of wind, there was no gusts, there was no breeze, there was no nothing. You were just baking in the heat. There was nothing to take the heat off your skin. So even though the actual air temperature was probably about 23, 24 for the day, was it?
Around 24.
Oh my God, it was absolutely roasting. It got to a point where me and Chloe turned our seats around, put a blanket up to make a makeshift barrier so he could sit behind our seats.
And I can attest to this. I was sat right next to them when they were doing it, and I was like, I didn't question it because this is not. I'll be honest with you, your listeners. This is not the strangest thing I've seen my friend Dan do. So
you got out to me here anyway. But yeah, so it was nice to weather, but ultimately it was a great Midlands Air Festival. It was 3 years in a row now, 4 years in a row. I can't remember how many years in a row now we've been, but yeah, it was honestly like the weather every time we've been has been really, really good. So
yeah,
it was a great show. All the aircraft that were meant to attended, even if but in a slightly different order to what we expected. But
I have a couple of things missing from a certain team, which we'll get into in a bit.
Oh yeah, not everything did attend. That is right. I completely forgot that some aircraft didn't attend from a certain Royal Air Force item. So I guess but what, we arrived at 8:30?
Around that, yeah.
8:30. There was loads and loads of space. We always try and get crowd centre.
Oh yeah.
And we managed to do so as usual. And yeah, it was just sitting around, go for a little walk. It's always the one thing with Midlands is there's not necessarily loads you can do on the ground. We always do a walks of the sort of perimeter, don't we?
Yeah.
So we go down to the static aircraft the aircraft that are not flying at the time. Have a look down there, walk up around the food venues, go to see giraffes on tour.
Yeah.
The Battle of Britain Memorial flight, etc. Stop off at a couple of tents, buy a couple of patches of coins, some tat.
And then any hot air balloons that are being tethered, look at them as we walk past around that side of the hall. And
then very much it's just, I don't know, sit down, relax for the rest of the sort of the morning really till the flying display, because it's not like there's not a lot going on. You know, you've, like Chloe said, you've got the hot air balloon tethering. You've got the model airplanes, which they fly about, which some of the jet ones are pretty cool.
They are.
You get the pyrotechnic demo with them later on, so that's always quite cool. It's just basically fireworks in the daytime, but run with model aircraft, which is pretty cool.
It's like you're watching a mini version of a battle.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
But I think always with it being the first air show of the year, it's kind of, as much as we discuss things on the podcast and stuff, we get to talk about random life stuff. It's kind of been an entire 6 months period where we've seen each other in and out of things.
Was that I did receive a very nice present from the air show from our main host.
Oh, what was that present?
Oh, that present was this is not a plug. Just want to make that clear. It was it was a very nice official the Airshow Room T-shirt.
What? No, someone get you that?
Yeah, no, someone got me that. This is definitely not a plug, please. We're not desperate.
No, we're not selling merch. We just got ourselves some t-shirts to wear at air
Yeah,
shows. Because one, they're nice and cool because they're
indeed.
sort of a light colour. Anyway,
Anyway,
so let's move on to the next part then of the reviews. We've had a little bit of discussion about what we thought of the event, how enjoyable it was, etc. I'm sure we'll come back to points throughout this. But we're going to have sort of a little section, I guess, or sections when we review an air show, where we're going to go through different things, kind of have discussion points, and you guys in the comments of any of our posts, whether or not you're watching this on a short or listen to it, etc., you want to go into our social media posts, you can get involved with your own opinions on this. So we're going to start with the most memorable moment of the air show. So this isn't necessarily our most favourite flying display. It could just be the thing that when we think back to the show, that's what comes to our mind. So does anyone like to go first, or do you want me to start off?
I'd love to go first if that's okay, because I'm
I
pretty sure
wonder
you.
what this is going to be.
Yes, I think if anyone has listened over the last few weeks and has heard me very giddily referring to it, my favourite moment, just the moment that stands out to me, just from when I think back to it, was just seeing the MiG-17. I was so happy to finally see a MiG-17 flying, and it did not disappoint.
Yeah, it was very, very cool.
Oh, and just seeing like one of the first jets fitted with an afterburner, and amazing photography, being able to catch that was amazing. I was just
well done,
so
Chloe.
cool.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chloe. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was honestly, it was a brilliant, brilliant display from Fubar Aviation with their MiG-17 or their Lim 5. It was genuinely, it was really nice to see, and it's nice, even though it can't do necessarily formal aerobatics, what they were able to do with the one pass that I remember is when it ducks down behind the trees and pulled straight up into the vertical.
Oh
that
yeah,
was brilliant.
amazing what that little thing can do.
Honestly, it was so cool. It was really,
Could
really
you
cool.
do that, Dan?
No.
No.
But yeah, the good use about afterburner as well. That's always a thing to come with classic afterburning jets. Nice lot of afterburner.
Yes.
The little carroty stick poking out, because it's very, very different to the afterburners that we have now. It is literally just a thin pencil line of an orange line.
And surprisingly, at least from my perspective, I might have been going deaf during it. I'm not entirely sure, but it was a lot quieter. I was expecting it to be a lot louder because obviously it's an older afterburner. But no, I could barely hear it.
Yeah, so I guess thinking back to the Draken that came last year, 2 years ago. Yeah, a lot quieter, a lot quieter. It did slightly catch me off guard, because you're sort of waiting for that wince moment of it little piercing your eardrum for the first time, and then it's like, oh no, there literally not that much sound. I genuinely think at some points, like the extra 300 or something, made more noise. I don't know about you guys.
No, I would agree with you.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. I guess I'll move on to my most memorable moment, and ironically, it doesn't actually feature in any of the sections coming up. But it was that first topside pass from the Star Spangled Pair, the Bronco and the B-17. So Midlands Air Festival decided that they were going to have a special pair fly past to celebrate 250 years of independence of America. They flew the Bronco and the B-17, which is quite an unusual pairing. I think we discussed it on the podcast before, saying that there wasn't necessarily a moment I can think of in recent times where they've combined the two together. But yeah, that was my most memorable moment, just seeing them come around together. It was just the two sheer shape differences, the time differences, I guess, from the production of the aircraft, and it's just the presence in the sky. Though, side note to that, I think I remember discussing with you, Harry, at some point at the show. The B-17 felt a lot closer and lower than something like a Duxford show at Midlands.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It was honestly, it felt very, I don't know. It just felt different to a Duxford show.
no, I agree. I agree with you. It did actually feel really low, like almost the point, like, is this thing going to land?
Yeah.
I don't think there's enough. I don't think there's enough clearing.
I assume it's probably sort of the natural amphitheatre sort of bowl that created that feeling.
That's true.
But yeah, no, that's just a complete side note in terms of that. And Chloe, what's your most memorable moment of the show?
Well, for me, it had to be when the Falcons jumped out of a plane with Joffrey the giraffe, because that's always a nice sight to see Joffrey either being flown in an aircraft, and I think it's the first time I've seen him jump out of one.
Yeah, we've seen him flown in them, but not jump out of a perfectly good working aircraft. Honestly, the Falcons were actually quite a good end to the show. This is the third year in a row now that Midlands have ended the show with the Falcons.
I believe so. And it was nice they actually got to do basically a full demo as well, thanks to the lack of wind and lack of clouds at that time.
Yeah, they got basically, well, obviously airspace permitting, because I think they can jump from like 12,000 feet, they said. I think they did one from about 5,000 or 6,000. But that's just due to Birmingham airspace, I think, nearby.
I was about to comment that we've jumped higher, but not with that very fair.
Yeah, we've gone from 15,000 feet.
Yeah. Oh God, that was an experience.
It was.
Yeah, so that is another fun fact about us.
Yeah, jumping out of a perfectly good working aircraft.
Strapped to someone.
Yes. So that was the Falcons were always a really nice end. I think they add a completely different dynamic to the air show. Yeah, it was a really nice way to end, and the commentators are already very enthusiastic as well. I mean, you have to be when you're going straight after the red arrows as well.
Yeah,
you kind of got to make up for it. But there you go. The enthusiasm was really nice.
I'll tell you what was nice, and you said this to me, Chloe. After when we were driving back, it was nice to see lots of other people, especially young children, get really excited and like wowed by the Falcons.
Yeah.
There was a family sat to, I think it was at the back left of us, I think.
It was directly left of us towards the end.
And I think out of every aircraft that displayed, this kid and their dad got most excited about the Falcons, which is amazing to see that it's not just, fast jets and helicopters and things that get people excited.
That and the extra 300s, all that. He got really excited over that one.
I'm sure we'll come back to the extra 300 later.
Yes, yes, we definitely will. I wonder why.
So, that was our most memorable moments then. So, the next section we're going to go into, we're going to rate our top 3 acts of the show. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be the best flying display total. This can literally just be our personal top 3 of that. We'll start with third place. We'll go through everyone's, then work our way up. So, we'll go second place, then first place from that. So, starting with third place, does anyone want to go first?
I don't mind going first again.
Go on then.
I'd say for in third place, this was tough. This was quite tough for me, having to work out which one order to put them in. But I think for the third one for me, it would have to be the Star Spangled Pair, purely because it was an amazing thing. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely loved it, and I struggled to try and fit this list together. But for me, just seeing them fly, and obviously, as we mentioned earlier, obviously the effect of being in the bowl, of actually how low it came to me, that was really good. I really did like that.
Yeah, absolutely. The Star Spangled Pair was a really good act, and genuinely was. Yeah. Claire, do you want to go for yours?
So for my number 3, I chose Team Raven because they always interest me every year.
Yeah, even they were down to, so this season they're flying only as a 6 instead of a 7, but they had to fly as a 5 because of what looked like a technical issue, I can only assume. Because they had 6 aircraft on the ground, but one just never got its cover taken off. So they flew as a 5, but nonetheless, they were amazing, weren't they?
They were. Absolutely love Team Raven.
Yeah, and they were getting involved with all the crowd as well when they got back out and things, and they went and talked to a load of people as well. So, yeah, Team Raven, definitely, I probably agree with you. Mine is one that I've literally, we've sat with the list up, and it's just come to me. I've actually changed my third place. It was, I know, I'm changing on the go.
That's naughty.
That's very naughty.
I'm picking P-51 Maranelle, because now, driving up there, I said in the car that someone had put on a forum that I was reading that the P-51 display was the best P-51 display they've seen in recent times. And I tell you what, I agree with them. That was honestly P-51 Maranelle. I can't remember who the pilot was. But yeah, that for me, it was a really well flown display. Lots of rolls, lots of topside passes. You got it as it when it's on the side. You got the sort of the whine as the air flows through the engine inlet. Honestly, it was absolutely brilliant. And Chloe just brought it up. It's Isabel Rutland that flew it. Brilliant display, and that is my third place. I changed it on the go. I do. It might even change the rest of my displays going through. Anyway, so second place. I was going to say third place. We're already on third place. Second place, Harry. What was your second place item then on your list?
For me, it would have to be, and it's probably going to be quite sacrilegious saying this, but for me, it was the Spitfire.
Could I put you on the spot and say which one?
Which was the oh my goodness, this is I'm awful with names.
Battle of Britain Memorial Flight 1 or MH434?
The MH4.
I think it was MH434, wasn't it?
Yes, that was that one. Yes.
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, that was a really good display.
That was really good.
MH434, I got it right. Get it. Yeah, that was honestly, it was actually.
Watch us get corrected by someone later.
No, Chloe has just fact checked it on the website. It's great.
Oh, good.
Chloe's our lead researcher and fact checker here. She does all the helping that we need when I end up making loads of mistakes. But yeah, MH434 was a really, really good display as well. Obviously, the history behind it as well is always cool. That it was from Ray Hanna, one of the Red Arrows pilots, where the back section of the Red Arrows, the Hanna are from. So that was really, really cool to see. Obviously, it came in as a replacement for the Rolls-Royce Spitfire as well, which sadly has cancelled, and we'll come to that and cancelling at other shows potentially later on. But yeah,
it's always nice when they can get a like-for-like replacement.
Yes, yeah, it is. It is always nice because Spitfire for a Spitfire, fair trade.
Exactly.
Even if it is a Griffin to a Merlin engine Spitfire, Spitfire's a Spitfire, and at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yes. Better than changing a fighter jet to like a prop plane or something.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people didn't like that as much as a like-for-like swap.
Yeah, yeah. Chloe, go on. What is your second place?
So for me, mine would have to be the extra 300 because it's just jaw-dropping with how cool the actual display is. Like, no matter how many times I see it, I just can't believe you can actually focus and not throw up with the amount of rolls and stalls and what's it called?
Tail slides.
The tail slide he does.
Honestly, genuinely, it's one of the best displays on the circuit, and also flown by a really experienced pilot of Global Stars, which is Chris Burkett, who has been around. If you listen to the podcast, we've talked about Chris Burkett on multiple occasions and what he's involved with, etc. Yeah, honestly, up there with that, and it's always nice to see some really pretty unlimited aerobatics.
It is.
And it filled a pretty difficult slot as well because it came right after the MiG-17.
It did, yeah.
So it kind of came after the wow enthusiast item, but it actually got a lot more wows and oohs from the crowd than the MiG-17 did.
Probably down to all the manoeuvres.
Yeah.
And the fact he just drags it about the sky and you're like, where's he gone? When he goes up high and the sun's blaring in your eyes.
Yes.
Blaring in your eyes and you're just like, I want to watch, but he's gone too close to the sun.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you're photographing as well.
Yeah.
And suddenly you get blinded by it.
I think I lost vision for about 3 minutes after that.
And then my second place, I have been like torn between it because I was like, do I knock my second place completely off the list and put my third place in second place? But I am going to stick with my second place. The MiG-17. We've already said it was a brilliant display. To see it in the UK for the first time and not the only time this year, it was just something to see that aircraft come over the top of the hill and see that iconic shape. For me, like Harry said before, when it was his most memorable moment, I can't disagree with that whatsoever. And I'm sure that when we move on to first place, Harry, what's your first place for your top 3 pick?
Of course it's the MiG-17. Of course it's the MiG. See, I'm surprised you even had to ask me. You probably, it was obvious.
I should have just skipped you.
You should have just skipped me, because I think even everyone listening would have guessed, like, I wonder if it's the MiG-17. Yes, for me it is the MiG-17. I was very happy to see it. It was my highlight. It was the most anticipated thing for me there. So I was very happy to see one of them flying.
Yeah, 100%. It was amazing. Chloe, go on. We'll move straight on because we've already talked about the MiG-17 enough. What's your first place?
I have to agree with Harry and put the MiG-17 first, just because it's the first time I've ever seen one, and it was a good display. as much as the X300 had an insane display, the fact it was the first time seeing them make it just made it had to go top for me.
100. Yeah, that's fair. See, I'm going to go the opposite way, and with my first place, I'm going the X300 from Chris Burkett. That it works really, really well at Ragley Hall.
It does.
You know, as an example, if you had something like that at RIA, it'd be really out of place. You've got a massive display line; it won't be able to cover the ground because you're so. The best way I can describe it, it's a very intimate venue, isn't it? At Midlands Air Festival, with the actual sort of air display, not with the people around you, but you feel like you're right underneath it. Yeah. I think that's again why we talked about the B-17 earlier, why it felt so much different at Midlands Air Festival compared to when you're like at Duxford, where you kind of, because you're up on that hill, you almost like you are being performed to in a stadium.
Yeah.
100%. That is our top 3. And then finally,
my honourable mention.
Oh, Chloe wants to do an honourable mention. I completely forgot about that.
Because it also relates to your point of being closer as a crowd, because I believe the Red Arrows broke the crowd line at one point as well. So it shows it's a bit more difficult maybe for pilots to stay within a crowd line.
I think they did. It looks like they were a lot closer than they should have been, the 250-metre line. But again, I guess we might have to hit up Trevor on the phone, send him a little text and see whether or not he can tell us whether or not they did get a break or not.
If he'd have taken your radio, we would have heard someone yelling at the team, I'm sure, if they did do it.
I guess we could kind of segue slightly off track to the Red Arrows. Yeah. As much as they were a 7, yes, they lose the presence of having a 9. But personally, Bondi's done a good job. He's done a really, really good job getting the Red Arrows as a 7 to still be amazing. And again, most of the general public, people listen to this that are potentially aviation enthusiasts, as I'm sure a lot of you are. We will notice the things of being down from a 9 and the smaller formations, etc. But the general public, is there a red plane in the sky? Yes. Is it producing red, white, and blue smoke? Yes. Right. Tick all the boxes, we're happy.
Yeah.
But Bondi's done a really, really good job, and also bringing back other manoeuvres.
Yeah, just keeping it fresh constantly. Yeah. Just the subtle changes it makes with swapping a single move out for another one or a couple out for another one. Like for some people, it might look the same, but those couple of moves just make it fresh for people.
Yeah, I think just bringing back those manoeuvres that have not been touched since the 90s, etc. Cascade as an example to end the show. Yeah. Some people say that's quite a dull way to end the show compared to the big breaks. I think it's a nice change compared to what they usually do, where they do the big sort of, the star bomb burst, I guess, split at the end. I think it was a nice, different way to end the show. And obviously you've got things like what was the 5-4 split, it's now the 3-4 split, because they're down to a 7. But all things coming back, and it just adds a different dynamic. And Bondi's done a really, really good job over the last 3 years with that. So.
I'm really going to miss him when he has to step down as Red.
It's definitely
He's brilliant.
He is brilliant.
And they also had a brand new move as well that 2 of the pilots created. I forgot what it was called.
Yeah, I forgot what it's called.
But I remember them saying it's a brand new move. They've never done it before until this year.
Yeah, I can't remember now.
And it was very impressive.
It was good, yeah. I can't remember. I know exactly what you know about. I can't remember as well. Either or, anyway. Just side note to the Red Arrows. They weren't like amazing. They were good. They were all right. For being down to a 7.
Yeah, that brand new move's definitely the favourite of mine because I saw it and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
More of that, please.
In theory, our next section, we want to get you guys involved. So for the next, we sort of wanted to describe what it is for you this time, and then potentially for the next show, get you guys involved with the podcast and get your own opinion. So we want to create a sort of viewer top 3 where you guys can put your comments in on social media posts. We'll put a post prior out to recording to the podcast of, hey, what was your most memorable, display, or what was your top 3? And we'll sort of collate together a viewer top 3. And we'll get some of your comments, read your guys' comments out, etc., so that other people can hear what you guys have to say as well.
Yeah. And also to show you guys that we appreciate you and we want to interact with you as much as we can
100%.
through the podcast.
And then finally, at the end of each airshow review or an airshow that we end up going to, we want to present, kind of cheesy, I guess, the Airshow Room Award. Now,
They
this is
coerced
going
us.
Don't say it like that. Uh,
I mean,
Your questions to the what? I probably should have finished the sentence.
I did come up with the idea, but yeah. So we want to provide the Airshow Room Award, whether or not this ends up ever being a physical thing or whatnot, whatever. But
Can we afford it?
no, probably not.
We can get a drawing.
If the pilot wants it, they can PayPal me the amount of money it will cost to make a trophy.
We can get we can make a CGI model.
Yeah, I can send you a digital copy.
Yeah, it'll be an NFT.
Oh God, don't.
Oh,
no.
No! Let's forget that. Let's forget that ever happened.
So we're gonna have the Airshow Room Awards. This is an award that we've all, again, this could break up the podcast.
Yeah, I'm just going to break up the podcast.
We've all got to agree on, or at least come to a majority decision on, so who gets the award. Now, this is not necessarily our favourite item. This is the best flying display of the air show. So, does anyone want me to do it, or does anyone want to do it?
Why don't you take the lead?
Oh, Chloe's going to do it. Okay, drum roll.
So the winner is the Extra 300S, flown by Chris.
Yes, flown by Chris Burkett. It did come down to a majority. We didn't actually all agree. An honourable mention goes out to
the
gyro, because it's what a display is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's insane.
But it did just miss out on the vote. So well done to Chris Burkett and his X300S. You have won the inaugural, I guess, the first ever. There you go, putting a number 1 on it. Talk about NFTs. Number 1, the Airshow Room Award. Congratulations, Chris. Well done.
Woo.
Woo, yeah, exactly.
Congratulations.
We should get party poppers for the next one.
Oh God, that's gonna make a mess.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that was our Midlands Air Festival review. Please let us know what you thought of the Midlands Air Festival in the comments of the post that we put out with the podcast, etc. If you have any opinions, etc. Maybe you had, a more favourite display. Maybe you don't disagree with some of us. We're all for discussion. You disagreeing with what we've picked. So yeah, feel 100% free to
get involved
with the conversation. So we will move on. To some more airshow announcements. We've got
I forgot about
that. We've got airshow announcements coming, which we will quickly fly through because I know we've talked about Midlands Air Festival quite a bit. So I guess we'll start with Cosford because where do we even start with Cosford? They have had cancellations galore. Honestly, something either someone has walked under a ladder or something, or opened an umbrella inside, or crossed paths with a black cat at Cosford's planning team,
or smashed a mirror,
or smashed it. Yeah, anything really.
Yeah,
they have had such bad luck. If you have not kept up with it, I've run through the cancelled list because it's extensive. The Rolls-Royce Heritage Spitfire is cancelled, though that was expected with it not flying at Midlands, and it doesn't look like it's going to make many appearances at the air show. That has got a replacement picked for it, and that's the Rolls-Royce Harvard replacing it. So what they presumably think that they use to train their pilots before they go on to Spitfire, etc. The Royal Netherlands Spitfire is also cancelled, and no replacement has been got for that.
Boo.
The Flying Bulls display team has cancelled, which is really, really unfortunate because I think we're really looking forward to that.
That was the main thing I was looking forward to because I don't trust the French and the Rafale with the luck they've had last year.
We'll come to the Rafale later on.
Yeah.
P-51 Mustang Hurry Home Honey is cancelled. That was due to the fact it's not even made its maiden flight yet since coming over to the UK, though it has been replaced by P-47 Nelly B. And the F-86 Sabre from not Mistral Warbirds anymore, it's Red Bull or Flying Bulls, has cancelled and has no replacement yet. That is because it's currently in bits in one of their hangars due to engine troubles, I believe.
I'm sad.
Yeah. So
How did this happen? No. Please cut the first.
Just not make close statement.
Please cut that out. I didn't mean to say that.
So
I realised when I was saying that I shouldn't have said that.
that's absolutely staying in. So yeah, that's the cancellation list for Gosford. So yeah, that's unfortunate that they've had a lot of bad luck. They're the cancellation list, what they've replaced them with. We've talked about Harvard before. We've talked about Nelly B multiple times before. Regular airshow aircraft that we'll see here.
I love Nelly.
Yeah, Nelly B's. To be fair,
such a beautiful air.
That's a fair replacement.
It is.
I think we talked about a Spitfire for a Spitfire being a replacement for Midlands. The Harvard for a Spitfire. It's
more. Give me more Spitfire.
Yeah, ultimately, Cosford can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
It is up to Rolls-Royce to obviously find that replacement. But I'd like to think that Cosford are on the ringer to, you've got the Aircraft Restoration Company. You've got
maybe potentially a BBMF asking them to bring another Spitfire.
Yeah, bring a Spitfire for a solo. I mean, well, it's RAF, isn't it? It's the RAF airshow.
Yeah.
So surely they're going to be BF. Hey, can we have a solo? Going to like a Warden. Where are the other space aircraft base? You could be going to any of these. Warbird experiences and whatnot. Hopefully they're on the ringer and they're getting a replacement Spitfire. I do hope, because getting two Spitfires gone and not even knowing whether or not we will get a Spitfire with the Battle of Britain Memorial flight, though. Good news on the Battle of Britain Memorial flight, I guess, at the moment, is that the Dakota is now back in the air since it cancelling Midlands Air Festival, which we've got to talk about. But yeah, the Dakota and the Hurricane didn't turn up to Midlands Air Festival. It was just the Spitfire. But the Dakota's been seen back on flight radar, back in the air. So hopefully that's a good sign for Cosford.
As long as I see it once with a Hurricane and Spitfire this year, then I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Because she is a fragile girl, bless her.
She is, yeah. And then also added to the flying displays, these are new aircraft / announcements. We have the RAF Falcons. They're going to be displaying, no shock there with it being Royal Air Force. They're going to have a glider display. Now, I believe from what Cosford posted out, they posted it on two separate occasions, one on their own and then one with the guest the aircraft, even though they announced it previously the week, whatever that reason was for.
Yeah, they seem to have gone into more detail about the pilot before they announced it, and then they have the briefest of, here you go, here's a glider.
Yes. So that's going to be flown by air recruit Bradley Leffley Kemp, who is training at RAF Cosford at the moment, I assume to be an engineer, and is part of the Royal Air Force's glider club that's out of RAF Shawbury. Which, if you are a full-time member, maybe part-time member, I don't know, of the Royal Air Force, you can get these experiences. We talked about it with the Royal Air Force stuff with the actual flying aircraft, but you can also get into glider stuff as well. So Bradley will be the one flying the aircraft, and one of Cosford's own at their own show.
Yeah, which will be a nice change of pace from the rest of the things. I think it's going to be a nice, relaxing one. And it's always nice to see a change of pace with a glider compared to everything else.
Yeah, 100%. So that's that being replaced by. We've also got, which have finally become active again on social media because I was getting a bit scared. The Army Air Corps roll demo has announced for Cosford as well.
And for those of you that don't know, the Army Air Corps fly an Apache and a Wildcat.
Yes, they do. Now, there's actually been a bit of confusion about this. Because Cosford have said that it's going to be one Apache, one Wildcat. However, in the announcement video that the Army Air Corps posted yesterday, that being the 7th of June, they said it's going to be two Apaches and one Wildcat. So I guess we're just going to turn up and see.
Yep, and we'll let you know in the review if it is two Apaches and a Wildcat, or whether Cosford got the information right and it was one of each.
Yeah, and also there's a rumour of potentially no pyro as well this year. That's not been confirmed by anyone, so hold your horses on that one. But there is a rumour of no pyro due to cost.
No explosions. Oh.
Yeah, apparently it was something stupid like 5k per air show cost for the pyro.
That's insane.
Honestly, set me up. Give me 500 quid. I can do the same. Couple of jerry tanks filled with gasoline. You'll be right. Just a couple of big explosions. You'll be fine.
Kaboom!
Yeah.
I love explosions. Please don't take that out of context, everyone.
Yeah, I was about to say. Like,
Please, just for legal reasons, please do not take that out of context.
God. So yeah, they are attending with the H46E Apaches, 46, 64 Apaches, Jesus Christ. The E Apaches, so they're the new variant ones, the upgraded ones. That's why we kind of had the hiatus for the Army Air Corps demo for a couple of years. Now we're back. And obviously the Wildcat that's been around for ages. So yeah, pretty decent lineup so far.
Definitely.
Hopefully the Rafale turns up, touch wood. Yeah. So hopefully the Rafale turns up because though the weather is looking good.
It is.
The weather is looking good at the moment for Cosford. Like, we're, 5 days out now? The weather is looking very similar to Midlands Air Festival. So, can't wait to boil to death again. That's going to be fun. But maybe the last two cancellations, the last 2 years from the Rafale, have been because they didn't want to fly in the rubbish British weather, and now we're going to have some nice weather, they're going to turn up. Eh?
Well, aren't the French used to rubbish weather anyway because they get bad weather?
Probably, I don't know. Either or, hopefully the Rafale turns up because I genuinely don't think Cosford can take any more cancellations, to be completely honest.
No,
It's
and that will probably be one of the star items as well, if it does turn up.
I genuinely I can't think. If the Rafale cancels, there is no unique item at Cosford.
No.
There's not a single unique item. Because if you look at other air shows, they've got a P-47, they've got the Broncos going, obviously.
Yeah.
I guess the Vampire, that's one. But
I nearly made a vampire joke there, but I was like, you know what, I probably shouldn't do that because Dan's going to get very angry at me.
So, really, if they lose the Rafale, it's another unique item gone. Like, Headcorn, for example, right? New show this year. They are fine, they're sharing an item with Duxford, but they've got the Cobra.
Yeah.
A rare item. Where, again, we're going to talk about that very shortly. But I just don't know. They can't afford many more cancellations. And apparently, in the comments to the static display item yesterday, Cosford said that they have got some potentially replacements lined up for the other cancelled aircraft. What they're going to be this far out, I have no idea.
I like to think of it this way: as at least we're getting replacements for it, so there's not going to be gaps
and things. Yeah. So I guess we'll see what happens. I think we have also done a couple of static announcements, didn't we? For them, we had
the Westland Scout.
Yeah, the Western Scout, the Real Airplane Company, Miles Magister, and the Historic Army Aircraft Beaver all had as a display. I think I said this was it yesterday. I am looking more forward to the static display than I am the flying display at the moment.
Yeah.
Simply getting up close with the C-130 and an Apache.
Yeah, definitely. I love an Apache.
Yeah.
It's
good. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just agreeing with you. I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's just such a beast of a helicopter.
Yeah, it is. And also the C-130, the presence is going to have on the ground as well. I guess the Catalin's on the ground as well, isn't it? So
yeah,
look, it'll be a good day out. You've obviously got all the maintenance stuff, the Jags, etc. So the Jag.
And
Jag. Oh, you forgot. It's a Jag.
So we've got.
Are you actually leaving all these jokes in? I'm quite curious. Oh, that's good.
So yeah, no, it's going to be good. And it'll be a nice day out. It'll be okay. It's sold out now as well, so you can't. So if you listen to this, you haven't got your tickets. Tough luck. You can't get them anymore because they are sold out.
And at least...
Oh, that caught me off guard. I was like, "Have you ever got your tickets, viewers? Well, listeners, tough luck."
Yeah.
We're supposed to be kind and considerate.
It's the truth, isn't it? It's tough luck. So yeah, that's kind of Cosford. I guess we'll see what happens through the weeks leading up. We obviously won't have a podcast between now and the actual air show. So if any replacements or you want to see the replacements for what aircraft are cancelled, go follow social media, Cosford on social media. Sorry, or us because we'll post the replacements as well. So you can see what potentially replaces and hopefully touch wood, no more cancellations. No more cancellation. We shall move briefly on to the Duxford Summer Air Show. Because they announced another bumper lineup to my argument, or my potential argument for one of the shows of the season so far.
They've got a major lineup, and I can't wait for it. I'm more excited for Duxford than I am for Cosford.
Yeah,
based on
that's
the
saying
fine.
something.
Yeah.
So to the additions of everything that we've already talked about with Duxford, so that's the RAF Typhoon display team that's on both days, all of the Flying Bull stuff basically, the Bronco, the Aero Supermatic Wingwalkers, the Jordanian Falcons, Patrulla Coyote. On top of all of that, plus everything else, they have announced the following aircraft, which I'll go through and then we'll go into specifics. The Fubar Aviation MiG-17, because why not? The L4 Grasshopper, the Helicheck AH-1 Cobra, the Great War Display Team,
which I'm very excited for.
B-17 Flying Fortress Sally B, and my personal highlight, Douglas C-41A Happenstance.
I'd love that. I'd love that. That's a word. I love happenstance.
Can I just say, like, Duxford, fair play to your summer air show. You are potentially up there. Like, for me at the moment, there is a battle between what's going to take the crown for one of the best 3 air shows this year at the moment, and it is one of these 3 air shows that's going to do it. Shuttleworth Festival of Flight.
Yeah, definitely.
Duxford Summer.
Yeah.
Hampshire Air Festival.
Yeah.
They are like, that is, if I was going to say what is the battle for the top 3 air shows this year, or if you can get yourself to an air show, I would pick any one of those 4 and you're not going to be disappointed at this moment in time, because, you think about the Festival of Flight, you haven't actually got the MiG-17 there. That's for the summer air show, isn't it, at the Festival of Flight? You've got all the Flying Bull stuff. You've got the BF-109, which is mega.
Oh, you do. That's
a big catch. I forgot what else stuff they've got. They've got loads of cool stuff. We've talked about the stuff. Have they got? Is it Melanie Estelle's in her extra 330 as well?
I believe so. Yes, I think she's going to a few of the Shuttleworth.
Yeah, so
shows.
There's quite a few interesting items at the Shuttleworth shows. You've obviously got. I list all the items: the Cobra Happenstance, MiG-17, Jordanian Falcons, Patrulla Coyote. By the way, if you're missing RIAT, just go to Duxford. You get your Jordanian Falcons. There you go, everyone that wants a toilet break with those. Not me, because I love watching them.
Yeah. Because as much as people say, oh, they're boring and they're just like the Red Arrows, it's something different.
I think it always works well at a smaller show,
does.
though. At Duxford, it being that smaller airfield, they'll work really well.
Yeah, because
Yes.
to stretch it a bit too much.
100%. You've got, obviously, never seen before Patrulla Coyote, so Duxford's absolutely one I'd recommend attending. Obviously, we don't know the weather this far out, but, the Met Office is saying that hopefully high pressure is going to take until at least the end of June, if not further. Fingers crossed. And then you obviously got Hampshire Air Festival, which you've got MiG-17 evening display on the Saturday, plus the night display.
Which will look very pretty, and everyone can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Hopefully a really nice sunset shot.
You've got, like, Rich Goodwin. They announced the Strike Master pair. Was that up for there as well? Put it this way, right? What a set of announcements for those 3 shows, and definitely going to be the battle of the 3. I'm pretty sure we're going to try and get ourselves to all 3, aren't we?
Yes.
So we can come out with that, and I guess we could do like an end. Sorry, this is me thinking on the fly in the podcast. So hello, listeners, you get to hear my thinking process. We could do like the Airshow Room Awards at the end of the year and pick the best airshow.
Oh, that sounds like a brilliant idea.
That just sounds like a really good idea.
A Global Stars Pyro display at Hampshire as well for the evening.
Yep. So speaking of Chris Burkett and the Global Stars team, they're going to be there for Pyro display in the Saturday and for the daytime display on the Sunday, I believe.
Saturday and Sunday for the daytime.
There you go.
And then the Pyro display is evening only, obviously.
Yes. So mega set of airshow announcements. Sorry for the tangent, guys. We'll get back onto it. So I guess the 2 standout items for Duxford is, well, for 3, but the MiG-17, we've kind of talked about it a lot.
Cobra.
Yes, the Cobra. The Bell AH-1 Cobra is coming from Helicheck in the Czech Republic. They came last year?
I believe they came to an air show last year.
It was Duxford. 100% was Duxford. It was the same year they had the Army Air Corps demo.
Oh, it was, yes.
So we have the Cobra again, which is good. I think it's because around the same weekend it's Headcorn. or within a week,
I
head
believe
corners
so,
around
yeah.
then as well, which have also got the Cobra, which I believe when I was researching the Cobra, it was produced in about 1977, I believe, this specific one, and was used actually to train pilots up on the AH-1 Cobra in the US. It was then upgraded to a twin-engine variant, where it then was used to train pilots on the AH-84 Apache, which then remained in the US all the way till 2012, where it then, long history here, got bought by Helicheck, was returned to a single-engined variant, which is why it's the S variant of the AH-1 Cobra, and is now flying as part of that. And I believe their pilot is also very experienced as well.
Flying Mi-24s and Mi-17s.
Yeah, so we flying the Mi-24, the Mi-17s. So yeah, honestly, a brilliant demo, and was definitely something. It was really good last year when it came to Duxford. So I have no reason to believe it won't be any as good this year as well.
And the teeth on the front of it just makes it look so menacing as well in the sky.
Do you know what? I've just thought, and Harry, you might like the sound of this. The Bronco's going to Duxford as well.
Oh.
And what were both of those aircraft, both the Cobra and the Bronco, what war were they used in?
Yes, Dan, the Bronco and the Cobra were both used in the Vietnam War.
They were, so I wonder if we're going to get a maybe Vietnam style sort of tactical demo between the two, because they did something similar last year, didn't they? With was it R4D, the C-47 that came over from the US? They got, was it the photo reconnaissance Spitfire as well?
I can't remember, but I think they did.
Oh, they did something like, I can't remember now. But yeah, they did something like that. So I wonder if we're going to get a sort of that. I tell you what, if they haven't thought of that,
please do it.
Please, that would be so cool. Could you imagine like the Cobra flying around low level and then the Bronco doing strafing passes on the airfield as the Cobra's flying around? That'd be actually really cool.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't tend to, when people think of the Vietnam War, they don't often tend to think about the aerial combat that took place in it. A lot of people tend to focus on the more on the ground force. But when there were pilots who were, flying sorties against North Vietnamese jets.
I've just thought even better. I've just thought something even better. Granted, this is going way too much and it's probably not going to happen. MiG-17, Vietnam.
No, I agree, 100%.
It's Vietnam. And also the L4 Grasshopper was used in Vietnam as well.
Indeed it was. It'll be amazing.
Duxford, come on!
Get them all up.
That'd be really cool. Could you imagine the MiG-17 doing some like mental high passes, like chasing after? Well, I don't want to, I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to.
He's spoiling everything.
I don't want to say much, but the F-86 of the Flying Bulls has self-confirmed for Duxford on the same weekend, the Summer Air Show. It's not been announced officially by Duxford yet. I assume they're waiting to see whether or not it makes a flight, with it being in pieces at the moment.
Yeah.
But Harry, do you remember when we first announced the MiG-17 back in one of the first podcasts?
I do, yes.
Do you remember what you said you wanted to see flying together?
Yes, I do. I would love to see the MiG-17 and the F-86 Sabre flying together, because they're just two they're iconic profiles, and they're just iconic. I want to see them.
I wonder if they could have like an almost Vietnam segment to the air show. Granted, not flying them all together, but like you could have the sort of the L4 Grasshopper, the Bronco, and the Cobra do a section, which is like the ground attack sort of era of the Vietnam War. Then you could do the dogfight, the Sabre versus the MiG-17.
Well, I'd say honestly, what would make it, I think honestly, because me being an absolute nerd when it comes to classical jets, but obviously it would be even cooler, if technically if it was the MiG-15, but that's a whole different conversation, because then that's just me being picky.
Well, could you imagine how cool that would be?
Oh God, no! Yeah, I'd be front row seats. I'd be probably demanding you. Could you please photo that thing? Just point and say MiG. MiG Sabre point.
MiG point. Silver thing, Sky MiG.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Honestly, it's looking a really cool idea, and I know we've kind of gone way off tangents here on this episode. And we've
No, we
kind of
always
gone
do.
off the formalities, but thinking about what they could do, it's kind of just come to my mind as I'm looking at the pictures and going, hang on a minute, they're sort of this era. You could put them together. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we're not even done yet for announcements for Duxford, because it's still a pretty thin lineup. You've probably got all the Duxford-based stuff as well to come. Obviously, B-17 Sally B is announced. You've obviously got, we've glossed over it, C41A Happenstance, which is coming as well. Which is the only C41A in the world, by the way. There's a very quick run through on the C41. I believe it was commissioned by, if I get this correctly, U.S. Army Major General Henry Hap Arnold. He produced 2 of these aircraft, both based on the C-47s. One was designated the C-41, one was designated the C-41A. And this is the only C-41A in the entire world, only one ever produced. And it was basically converted into a flying office that the general could use, going between different places and etc. So just a random bit of fact on that. It currently made its flight from, I believe, Coventry. Was it Coventry? I think it might have been Coventry. Up to Wolverhampton Aerodrome, where it's now currently operating out of, based out of. So that's great to see that in the flying display as well. And as Chloe pointed out on the website, she said the final flying list will be published on this page in the week before the show. They last updated it on the 1st of June, so I guess we'll wait and see leading up to the show as they update it as they go along.
I can't wait. It's already looking like one of the best already.
I do have to admit, it does look like quite a good show, and hopefully, touch wood, again, the weather holds out for that.
Indeed.
So, and then finally, we'll brush on. The Farnborough Air Show started announcing the trickle of aircraft coming out for their show, which they have announced. Of notable things, there's loads of things, is like Airbus and etc. going to be there. I believe the Royal Heritage Flight are sending a Spitfire. I think Sally B's there. The Falcons are there. The notable aircraft from it are
the Zeus team.
Yeah, the Zeus F-16 demo team from Greece have self-confirmed, not officially confirmed yet by Farnborough, but they have self-confirmed on there, which makes me sad because I assume it means it would have been coming to Riyadh. And also, which is a notable one, the US Air Force's F-35A demonstration team have noted that they'll be coming as well.
Which I hope I can see at some point, because as much as we're going to see loads of F-35s in the future, because that's what everyone seems to be buying at the moment, people say it's a good display.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to see whether it actually is good or whether it's just the Americans' version of good.
So yeah, I guess we'll find out how that goes. Obviously, Farnborough's got different air restrictions as well, so the displays have got to be higher up and further away. So I guess we'll see what happens with that. But absolutely looking forward to the rest of this air show season. This weekend coming is Cosford, so if those of you are going, we hope you enjoy. I think we're going to be there as well. So yeah, really, really go enjoy it. Make sure you wear some sun cream, because if the weather stays to be the same, it's going to be very, very warm. Obviously, deal with whatever happens with the lineup. We can only now, it's in the hands of Cosford and the rest of the teams. Whatever happens, happens.
And as long as we get some things flying, it's better than nothing.
Yeah, exactly. And then obviously, then we're kicking through properly into our show season then from there. Yeah. So yeah, we hope you've enjoyed this podcast, the review of Midlands, the rambling about the other air shows and our thoughts in our heads and MIGs and things.
Mostly mine.
We hope you follow us on social media. If you don't, please do follow us on there, because again, we want to get you involved in the reviews if you've been. So we will post out questions, etc., for you to chuck your comments under. If you want to be involved in the videos, feel free to do so with that. The videos and the podcast, sorry. And yeah, we hopefully look forward to the air shows going forward, and we hope that you enjoy the air shows and the rest of our podcasts. So thank you very much for listening, and enjoy the air shows in the near future. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.